field for California Baptist University, Jay Brown. Playing center field from Grand Canyon University, Michael Diaz. Playing left field from University of Nevada, Reno, Jackson Hammer. Playing third base from Mississippi State University, Ace Ruiz. Playing shortstop from University of Tennessee, Camden Bates. Playing second base from Stanford University, Nate Stuyvesant. Playing first base from the University of California, San Diego, J.C. Allen. Behind the plate from the University of Michigan, Matt Spear. And tonight's starting pitcher for the Riptide from Brigham Young University, Luke Sterner. The Riptide are led by head coach Connor Spencer, who is assisted by Brian Evans, Andrew Ramos, and Matt. Fans, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Game 1 of 2 for this SoCal road trip for the San Luis Obispo Blues, and it comes here at Great Park, Irvine to face the Orange County Riptide from the CCL South in this action this afternoon at Great Park. Hello everyone and welcome inside the broadcast booth. My name is Nate Mills, calling the balls, strikes, and much more for you all on the SLO Blues Streaming Network as we get you set for tonight's matchup between the Orange County Riptide and your San Luis Obispo Blues. A little recap of what happened last game with the Blues. They took the victory over the Arroyo Seco Saints, also a member of the CCL South, just like the Orange County Riptide. They won that one 3-0 off a great performance from John Damazonio. 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no earned runs, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts for the right-hander from St. Mary's. The Blues have a pretty solid right-hander of their own out on the hill today, and it is Logan Groff, a former Fresno State Bulldog who has since committed to play for the Vulcans at University of Hawaii Hilo. But the Blues are feeling good after their victory against the Arroyo Seco Saints after racking up the strikeouts and scratching across those 3 runs, all in the second inning, by the way. There were some problematic situations with the offense as well. It fell asleep a little bit in the latter half of the game. So Dean Traynor and his Blues are looking to keep it a little more consistent as they try to catch up to the Sonoma Stompers in the CCL North. So as we get you set for tonight's matchup, let's take a look at the starting lineups for both teams. The Riptide first. Behind the dish, it's former Blue Matt Spear. At first base, it's J.C. Allen. Stuyvesant at second base. Ace Reese at third with Camden Bates at shortstop. The outfield left to right is Kemmer, Diaz, and Brown, with Hackworth doing the designated hitting. And the starting pitcher for the Orange County Riptide this afternoon is Luke Sterner. He's a right-handed pitcher from BYU, a teammate of Parker Goff and formerly Braden Mondew. This season, he has a 5.02 ERA. In his fourth start of the season, he has 14 1/3 innings pitched, 22 strikeouts to his 3 walks, and 15 hits allowed. Last time he was out, it was against the San Diego Sunrays, where he pitched in 6 innings, didn't allow a single run, but gave up 4 hits with 10 strikeouts in 21 batters faced. And he's out here today to face this Blues lineup on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon in Southern California. Leading off for the Blues, it's E.J. Royal, the center fielder from Utah Tech. After him, it's Braden Jeffries, Max Lane with Casey Borba cleaning things up, Cooper Witten batting 5th, Nico Button 6th, Brendan Comerford 7th, with the switch hitting Bryson Hoyer batting 8th, and Sam Ardois rounds things out in the 9 spot for San Luis Obispo as the first offering from Sterner comes home at exactly 7:08 p.m. here at Great Park Irvine in a 78-degree evening in Southern California. Another beautiful day on the West Coast as Royal awaits the second offering, and he hits it into the air to center field. Ranging to his left is Diaz. He leaps and makes the grab for the first out of the inning. Looks like Diaz might have had some trouble of finding that ball in the sky. The sun is setting behind Great Park here, and it's casting some pretty gnarly shadows. And when the sun goes down towards the horizon, it's just beams that much harder into your eyes, especially if you're an outfielder. So it looked like he had some trouble corralling that ball, but nice leap and a grab to make the first out of the inning. So Royal flies out to begin this game, and now it's Braden Jeffries, the left-handed hitting second baseman, committed to Michigan and the recipient of strike 1 against Sterner. The Jeffries and Royal 1-2 punch has been keeping the Blues afloat this season in terms of offensive production, as Jeffries spoils that one straight back. No balls and 2 strikes. And really, when you look at the Blues' offensive production across the board, and you look at it compared to the entire CCL, not just the North or the South, Blues are pretty middle of the pack in most statistics, besides the 1 and 2 batters. Jeffries fouls this one straight off again, no balls and 2 strikes. And Braden is only 18 years old, hasn't seen his first competitive college pitch yet officially. He's heading to Michigan next year, and he leads the CCL in the league average at .436. Sterner drives and shoots, and it's an off-speed swung on and missed for strike 3. 2 quick outs for the Riptide, one of them on a strikeout swinging from Braden Jeffries. 2 gone for the 3-hole hitter in Max Lane.
Number 18, Max Lane.
Lane is the left fielder from Harvard, playing a game not too far from his hometown of Newport Beach, California. And bats third for the Blues today with Casey Borba waiting on deck. And I have to say, this is one of my favorite lineup constructions that Dean Traynor has thrown out there this season. Lots of loud contact in this order as Max Lane fouls that one up and off to the right out of play. No balls and 1 strike. There's just really that middle of the order, the 3 through 8, that can just pound the ball to any alley in the ball yard. As Lane awaits the 0-1, and it misses high, 1 ball and 1 strike. All those players trying to catch stride into finding their slugging percentages this year. Max Lane is one of them. He's been hitting the ball hard, though. He had a 100-mile-an-hour single the other night in shallow center field. And I say it all the time, if you watch him in batting practice, he's just one of those bats that makes you turn your head and check out who is swinging. As he whiffs at that fastball up in his chest, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Top of the first inning here at Great Park Irvine. Game 1 of 2 in a road trip in Southern California for the Blues. Sterner comes home. It's a curveball downstairs. Good job by Lane to leave that one alone. He shakes his head no. 2 balls and 2 strikes as they appeal to first just to confirm, and he did not go around. Lane in the back of the right-handed batter's box. 2 gone in the first inning. Outfield at regular depth. Infield playing deep. Sterner offset, comes set, now kicks and fires. And Lane chases at the fastball upstairs for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the first inning. We'll head to the bottom half of the first scoreless. I'm Nate Mills on the SLO Blues Streaming Network. Back at Great Park Irvine for this matchup against the San Luis Obispo Blues and the Orange County Riptide. SLO went in order in the top half of the first. The starting pitcher Sterner made easy work of the Blues lineup, as we'll now flip it over to the home half of the first inning. Leading things off, it's Michael Diaz, then it's Patrick Hackworth batting second, Jake Brown batting third, two lefties in a row, and Ace Reese and Matt Spear, former Blue. Batting sixth, it's Camden Bates, with J.C. Allen batting seventh and playing first base, Nate Stivson playing second base and batting eighth, with Jackson Krimmer playing in left field and rounding things out in the 9 spot for Orange County. Tonight's starting pitcher for the Blues, it's Logan Groff, as he misses inside for ball 1. The rest of the defensive alignments, Nico Button putting down the signs, Casey Borba at first base, Jeffries at second. Brendan Comerford returns to the hot corner with Sam Ardois at shortstop as that one's fouled off to the right. 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield left to right is Max Lane, E.J. Royal, and Bryson Hoyer, with Cooper Witten doing the designated hitting for the Blues. 1-1 count to the leadoff hitter in Michael Diaz, left-hander playing center field for Orange County. There's an off-speed, nudging the inside corner for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Diaz. Michael on the season is batting .294 in his 51 at-bats, 15 hits, 7 doubles, 2 triples, no home runs, with 10 runs batted in. That one missing low from Groff, 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's tied for first in total bases on the team with 26, and he leads the team in doubles with 7. He's a native of Phoenix, Arizona, and he's entering his senior season with the Antelopes at Grand Canyon University. As Groff comes home from the stretch, he's late on the fastball and fouls it straight back into the netting. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Logan Groff coming off a start against the Santa Barbara Foresters, where he gave the Blues some much-needed length for the starting pitcher. He went 7 innings, 5 runs, all of them earned off 5 hits, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. 28 batters faced on July 3rd, the fireworks game, as there's some firewood and it's dribbled down the first base side. Michael Diaz is going to have to get himself a new stick. That swing right there looked like a firecracker the way that the bat shattered into a million pieces. He's going to have to borrow one of his teammates' sticks. It looks like Jake Brown is generously offering him a new bat as he'll look to dig in against Logan Groff, who it's no surprise that he can break bats like that. You look at the movement that his slider has and even his fastball. Nothing's going to come at you flat in the zone. The fastball's going to tail away, it's going to cut, and the slider is just a classic sweeper going from one batter's box into the other, but it bites as well. It doesn't just fly in there and float through the zone. It absolutely dices through it. Here's the 2-2, and it's a fastball missing high, fills it up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Diaz played for the Antelopes at Grand Canyon for the first time this past season. He made 24 starts in 42 games played, had 91 at-bats and hit .374 in that time. Payoff pitch. Fastball dribbled softly on the left side. Big hop over at shortstop for Ardois, who throws it over to first in time to Casey Borba, and that's the first out of the inning. Soft contact from Logan Groff, nothing new here, and there's 1 gone in the first off the Michael Diaz ground out. So now it's Patrick Hackworth, the left-handed hitting designated hitter for Orange County. He's a Triton from UC San Diego and a native of Irvine, California. Just a short drive over here to the stadium at Great Park Irvine. The lefty is batting .357 on the season for the Tide. This is his 12th start of the year and his 43rd at bat. He has 15 hits, 17 runs, driven in 8, as that first offering misses for ball 1. No extra base hits on the season. He had 9 this past season with the Tritons down in San Diego. As he hits this on the ground, left side, hugging the line, and underneath the glove of Comerford, he bobbles it over at third, and there's the first base run of the game for Orange County. They'll chalk it up as an infield hit, and now there's a runner at first for Logan Groff. There goes the no-hitter to the right-hander for the University of Hawaii Hilo. So Groff's first base run of the day comes in the top of the first inning with 1 gone. And now it's Jake Brown, the right fielder, batting third. And the only right-handed hitter sandwiched between 2 other lefties in this lineup, if that makes sense. The leadoff and the 2-hole are left-handed. Brown is batting third. He's right-handed. And then Reese and Spear following him are left-handed. So 1 ball, no strikes. First offering missed upstairs to Jake Brown, the right fielder batting third, with a runner on first and 1 gone in the bottom of the first inning. Fastball missing low and outside. Good smother from Button. 1 ball and 1 strike. Short lead from Patrick Hackworth over at first base as the third base coach gives signs for Orange County. Brown is a Lancer from Cal Baptist University, and he's entering his senior season out in Riverside. As Groff kicks and fires, and the fastball misses just high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Brown is also the team leader in total bases. He's tied with Michael Diaz, the leadoff man who was retired on the Sam Ardois groundout. They both have 26 total bags. 3-1 misses outside, and there's a walk. So now 2 runners on for Orange County, and now it's the cleanup man and Ace Reese, the third baseman batting left-handed. Back-to-back base runners for Orange County, and now their first runner in scoring position in the bottom half of the first inning. Logan Groff would love to get a ground ball right here and try to flip a double play and get out of this jam. He's a pitcher that has proven to get those soft contacts, those soft outs. We saw that with Michael Diaz to lead off this inning. A soft grounder off the end of the bat to the left side of the infield would be perfect for a double play here, and that's what Groff is on the hunt for. In tall order against Ace Reese, the former Cougar from Houston turned Mississippi State from Canton, Texas. First offering is sent towering in the air to left field. Shuffling to his left is Max Lane. He camps under it and squeezes it for the second out of the inning. Logan Groff retires Ace Reese on 1 pitch, and now it's the former Blue Matt Spear digging up to the plate with 2 outs. Spear, a former Spartan from San Jose State University. There was a mini reunion in front of the Blues dugout during batting practice with Jariah Lewis and Zach Tollerman, both former teammates with Spear last summer at Sinsheimer Stadium. But as Matt Spear departs from San Jose State, as he takes a look at strike 1, Zach Tollerman enters, recently committed to play first base / third base for San Jose State before Game 2 of the short series against the Walnut Creek Crawdads up in Northern California. So Matt Spear hugs the inside chalk of the left-handed batter's box and awaits the 0-1 offering from Logan Groff. It comes home, and if it's an off-speed, nudging the low and in corner for strike 2. Real nice pitch from Logan Groff. That's that sweeper I was talking about, how much it just bites, stays tight within the zone. And Nico Button does a good job of framing that one. Runners on first and second, 2 gone as Groff comes home from the stretch, and Spear has to roll inside on that fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Spear, a local kid from San Clemente, California, entering his senior season at Michigan. Committed there earlier this summer to play with Ben Greenspan and former Blue Brad Navarro, who has since departed from San Luis Obispo, as that is taken for strike 3. The most calm strike 3 call I've ever seen in my entire life. And the Riptide strand 2 runners on 1 hit. They get none on no errors, and we'll head to the second inning scoreless. I'm Nate Mills on the Slow Blues Streaming Network. Second inning is brought to you by Apex Technical Sales. You can find them at glenair-apex.com. Apex Technical Sales. We're here to make you successful. Logan Groff, in his first inning of work, got out of a runner in scoring position jam. He got a ground ball over to Sam Ardoin to the leadoff batter and Michael Diaz. Then Patrick Hackworth was awarded a single, the first hit of the game. He proceeded to walk Jake Brown after that. Runners on first and second. Got two quick outs from Ace Reese and Matt Spear. A pop out to left field on the first swing to Reese, and a strikeout looking to the former Blues Spear. So still scoreless in the second inning. As now due up for San Luis Obispo, it's Casey Borba, Cooper Witten, and Nico Button. There's a looping curveball dropping into the zone for strike two. No balls and 2 strikes to Borba, the first baseman for the Blues. Also a Longhorn from the University of Texas at Austin. Got a pretty good sample size playing down there at UT this past season as a true freshman as he fists his fastball softly into shallow right field, and it falls for a base hit. Trotting in front of it was Brown, and there's the first knock of the day for Blues. It comes softly off the bat of Casey Borba to lead off the second inning. Kind of fought off that pitch up in the zone with two strikes. He just wanted to put that in play, and that's exactly what you want to do. Just enough to bloop it into shallow center, and now the Blues have a leadoff base runner. He represents the first run of the game, potentially, as Cooper Witten stands in there with his brand new piece of lumber. As I've said before, he leads the team in broken bats with 2 this summer. He snapped one earlier and then borrowed his teammates, not sure who, his black painted stick, and then snapped that one. So now he rolls into the ballpark today with a Birch Louisville Slugger, fresh out the box. You could see it in batting practice, the way it was shining around everyone in the bubble. Everyone oohing and awing at the way that the fresh wood sounded off the bat, the ball sounding off the bat. As that offering misses low and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. So with the departure of Braden Mondew as well, as he's committed to University of Hawaii Hilo, he's heading back home to Tucson, Arizona for the remainder of the summer. So that left number 1 wide open for Cooper Witten, and it appears he has snagged it right from him. Witten looks at that fastball in there for strike 2. Witten the DH tonight, batting 5th with a runner on first base. Second inning here at Great Park Irvine as he studies the ash barrel and digs back into the middle of the right-handed batter's box, widening his stance slightly on the 1-2 offering from Sterner. Long pause, now he strides and shoots, and this one's fouled up and out of the stadium. We'll do it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Witten bid on an extra base hit tear lately. He got a chance in Dean Trainor's lineup after struggling to find some playing time for the Blues. But near the halfway of the season, he got a start, hit 2 triples in 1 game, and has taken off ever since. Proceeded to hit a home run at Sinsheimer, which is not something you see very often. 1-2. Slugger checks his swing on a sweeper outside. Did he go? No, he did not. Good hold up on that hack from Cooper Witten as he spits into his batting gloves and gets ready for the 2-2 offering from Sterner. Very enticing pitch. That slider that started in the middle of the zone completely broke out of it, and a nice stop from Matt Spear from preventing that from going to the backstop, with Casey Borba with an average lead over at first base. 2-2's hit on the ground, right side, and it's through for a base hit. Back-to-back knocks for the Blue. That sounded loud off the bat of Cooper Witten, and now there's 2 runners on for San Luis Obispo. And this is what the Blues would like to get going, especially early on in this game, just trying to string together as many hits and as many runs as possible. The most sustainable way of producing and manufacturing runs is hitting it hard where there are no players. And that's exactly what Cooper Witten did there as Nico Button steps up, the left-handed hitting catcher from Cal Berkeley. One of the 2 true left-handed hitters in tonight's lineup. Bryson Hoyer looms in the hole. He's a switch batter. Right fielder from Saddleback as this one's hit on the ground. Left side should be 2. Bates the second for 1. On to first. It's a looping throw. Can't get Button out. But being forced at second is Cooper Witten for leg 1 of a double play. And there's now 1 gone here in the inning. Runners at the corners for Brendan Comerford. So Nico Button reaches on the fielder's choice. He's now at first base. And the first run of the game just 90 feet away, and Casey Borba. One gone here in the second. And Comerford steps up. Playing the hot corner today in his 23rd start of the season for the Blues. This is San Luis Obispo's 22nd league game, as that first offering misses high and tight. 1 ball, no strikes. He's appeared in 23 games. This is his 24th. Has 84 at-bats on the year with 19 hits, good for a .226 batting average. 13 runs batted in, on the hunt for number 14 right here in the top of the second. Second offering is hit off the hands and over the Blues dugout. We'll do it at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 gone here and runners at the corners. Outfield playing slightly deeper than usual, with Kemmerer playing pretty drastically off the left field line, almost in the left center gap, and Brown hugging the right field line. 1-1 is swung on and missed. He was very early on that changeup up in the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So sitting on deck is Bryson Hoyer, the switch-hitting right fielder, who will be batting left-handed against the right-hander Sterner. Middle infield pinching towards second base as Sterner nods, now comes home. Off the end of the bat into shallow left center field. That falls for a base hit. RBI single for Brendan Comerford, and the Blues strike first in the top half of the second inning. There's RBI number 14 for the kid from Pleasanton. 3 hits, manufactures one run for the Blues in the second, and now it's Bryson Hoyer with a 1-0 lead. And Brendan Comerford, known for hitting the ball hard on the pull side. He catches one off the end of the barrel. It's just enough to bloop in front of Kemmerer. Clearly had a scouting report on Comerford. He was positioned exactly where you want to be on him. As the ball fell right in front, it was softly hit enough to where the left fielder had no chance of catching it on the fly. Just kind of had to play it on the hop and just get the throw in to prevent any further damage. So now here's Bryson Hoyer, batting 188 on the season, having some struggles this summer, trying to break through here with 2 runners on and a 1-0 lead for San Luis Obispo. Like I said, a switch-hitting outfielder from Saddleback College, just a 10-minute drive or so south of Irvine here. And with his 188 average, he has 6 hits in his 32 at-bats, making his 9th start of the season for the Blues. Wider stance than usual in the left-handed batter's box as the 1-1 comes home, and he leaves it in the dirt. The catcher, Spear, can't find it. Everyone stays at their stations, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 gone to Hoyer, wearing his signature vibrant yellow gear with the yellow oven mitt and the mustard-colored shin guard on his right leg. Although he's wearing the gray batting gloves, as it is an away game for the Blues, as Sterner checks second base, and leaving that fastball outside is Bryson Hoyer. 3 balls and 1 strike to the Paso Robles native. I already talked about the number swap that Cooper Witten did with Braden Mondew. Hoyer and Sam Ardois did something of a similar tune earlier this season. Ardois was 4, and as this one's chopped on the ground right side, bobbling it is the second baseman Stivson, and they go over to first in time to get Bryson Hoyer, but the runners move up a station each. Now 2 runners in scoring position for the Blues with 2 gone. Ardois used to wear 14, and Hoyer used to wear number 4. Not sure what the deal was there, but they have since switched numbers, as you can see Ardois wearing the silver number 4 on the back of his navy-colored jersey. Sam batting .222 on the season with 5 runs batted in. This is his 14th start of the year for the Blues. He has 10 hits in his 45 at-bats. Looping breaking ball, missing upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 gone, runners at second and third. One of the best hitters in this lineup in E.J. Royal stands on deck with a 1-0 lead. Here's the 1-0. Ardois gets hit in the lower neck. He immediately strides towards first, trying to breathe that one off, and he tosses his bat from the barrel in front of the dugout. A hit by pitch to keep a 2-out rally here in the second inning. So the hit by pitch fills up the bases for San Luis Obispo as E.J. Royal digs into the batter's box. Meeting at the mound for Orange County, the entire infield converges as everyone in the outfield takes a squat as they wait for this meeting to end. Hasn't even started yet. So at third base, it is Nico Button with Brendan Comerford at second. And now Sam Ardois at first after getting hit by a pitch. Still shaken up after that one a little bit as his helmet is not on his head, and he takes a few steps around first base, has a chat with the first base umpire, does a few neck stretches. And we get ready for E.J. Royal, the leadoff hitter, who has 23 runs batted in this season. That is first place for the Blues this year. So are his 37 hits in his 93 at-bats. And he comes here with the bases loaded, and his first pitch swinging fouls this one softly up and out of the stadium down the right side. No balls and one strike. Worrell just wanted to poke something into the outfield. I'm looking at the right center gap right now. It looks like Brown is hugging the line a little bit over there, and the center fielder Diaz playing at regular positioning as Royal looks at that changeup in there for strike two. EJ has to protect now, and there's not a lot of people in this lineup that can do it better besides maybe Braden Jeffries, who's standing on deck. 0-2 to Royal with the bases loaded. Blues lead by one. It's a fastball missing high and tight. 1 ball and 2 strikes to EJ. Royal has scored 22 runs of his own this season. Leads the team in extra bases with his 6 doubles, 2 triples, and 1 home run. Having a breakout summer after a season at Utah Tech. 1-2. Swings and he loses his bat. It flies in front of the Riptide dugout. Good thing there was a net there, but he goes down for strike 3. It didn't sound like the ball didn't make any contact with the barrel to foul it off, and the side is retired. The Blues leave him stranded, but they get 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. It's 1-0 Blues heading to the home half of the second. I'm Nate Mills on the SLO Blues streaming network. Struck first in the top half of the second inning. They got 1 run on 3 hits. They stranded the bases loaded after a E.J. Royal strikeout. He's been collecting those lately after he lost his bat, flinging it into the OC Riptide dugout. Luckily, there was some netting there to prevent any further damages. So now it's 1-0 Blues as Logan Groff heads out there for his second inning of work. He faces Camden Bates, J.C. Allen, and Nate Stivson due up for Orange County. First offering to Bates, misses inside for ball 1, and that one misses in the dirt, smothered by Button for ball 2. So Blues have the lead with Camden Bates up to bat, a volunteer from the University of Tennessee. Had some fun not too long ago, winning the college baseball national championship. Now finds himself on the West Coast playing some summer ball for the Tide, as that fastball almost hits him inside. 3 balls and no strikes from Logan Groff. Entering his sophomore season with the Vols after growing up in Washington, Oklahoma. 3-0, it's a fastball missing high and a 4-pitch walk to the Tennessee Volunteer, a leadoff base runner. Second walk of the day for Logan Groff, and now it's J.C. Allen, the first baseman, batting 7th.
Now batting number 9.
Go-ahead run at the plate with J.C. Allen, the Triton from UC San Diego. He's a native of Irvine, California as well. He's entering his junior season. And a guy who hasn't seen a lot of action for Orange County so far this summer, getting an opportunity against the Blues in the CCL matchup as Logan Groff throws 5 straight balls in a row. This is his 10th start, Logan Allen, and his 27th at bat. He has 1 hit in that time, but has scored 3 runs. 5 walks to his 5 strikeouts as he hits this one off the bat down the right field line, and it falls for a base hit. Bryson Hoyer hunting after it as chugging around second, heading towards third is Bates. He gets the wave around coming home, and he will get in there standing. An RBI triple, and the game is now tied off the bat of J.C. Allen. That's Allen's 2nd hit of the season, his first extra base hit, as well as his 4th RBI. Neither runner's on base with plus speed, I would say. But it was hitting that right field corner long enough for Bryson Hoyer to get there, retrieve the ball, and Camden Bates to come around to score all the way from first base. He reached base via the walk. So the free one comes back to bite him, as they're going to say Logan Groff balked, and now there comes the go-ahead run for Orange County. Comerford and Logan don't agree with the third base umpire, but now Orange County has taken the lead, and if you thought Dean Traynor was going to let that go without any word from him, you would be sorely mistaken. He slowly walks into the infield grass to have a conversation with the infield umpire. Groff and Comerford still chirping about it with their palms up in the air. The call stands. It would be a costly balk for Logan Groff as he rubs up the baseball with his red glove underneath his right forearm. The free ones plaguing the Blues this inning, as Camden Bates was awarded first base on the 4-pitch walk, and he came around to score on the RBI triple from J.C. Allen, his 2nd hit of the season in 27 at-bats. And the call will remain, and now that run in J.C. Allen came in to score via the balk. So tough break for the Blues. The first 2 batters in this inning have both come around to score just like that. They now trail to Orange County after having the lead for approximately 10 minutes. So now it's Nate Stivson, the second baseman, batting 8th, as the first offering to him misses high. 1 ball, no strikes. 2-1 ball game now for Orange County, as the sun is no longer a factor here at Great Park Irvine. Just a beautiful orange hue in Orange County, as this one's hit hard down the left field line. Ranging to his right is Max Lane. He makes the running grab for the first out of the inning. Groff finally records 1 out, as that had extra bases written all over it, but luckily for the Blues defense, Lane is as rangy as it gets with his long strides, playing the corner outfield awfully well for the Blues this season, with the exception of a few errors at Sinsheimer Stadium. So now 1 gone here in the second, and it's Jackson Kremer, the left fielder, batting 9th. A Wolfpack from the University of Nevada, Reno, native from Trabuco Canyon, California, as the first offering is a breaking ball from Logan Groff in there for strike 1. So that's the first out of the inning, a fly ball to left from Stivson. And now Kremer wants to add some more cushion for Orange County, as there's another wrinkler in the zone in there for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting left fielder. A redshirt freshman as he checks his swing on the off-speed, and they say he went around. Logan Groff catches a break on the 3-pitch strikeout, capped off with his signature slider. There's 2 gone here in the second.
Now batting number 24, Michael Diaz.
Quick at bat for the 9-hole hitter. Now we'll flip it over to the top of the lineup. And Michael Diaz, the center fielder, batting left-handed, who grounded out to first his first time up in the home half of last inning. So Diaz, the lope from GCU. But he did some traveling before that, as that one's in there for strike 1. A JUCO bandit from South Mountain Community College, and before that a Bronco at Santa Clara. Second offering from Groff comes home, and there's a fastball hitting the bottom half of the zone for strike 2. Up quickly in the count is Logan Groff on 2 straight fastballs to the leadoff man. He spent 2 seasons at the Santa Clara program, redshirting in 2021. As that one misses low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Appeared in 24 games in 22. And as a redshirt freshman in 22, made 14 starts in right field and 1 in left. 1-2. Missing up and inside, count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So he spent 2 years there at Santa Clara, transferred over for his sophomore season at South Mountain Community College, his redshirt sophomore season. He appeared in 31 games and hit .232 with 5 extra base hits. As that one skips in the dirt, it's now full 3 balls and 2 strikes. And has since ended up with Grand Canyon. And that's just the story of a lot of college baseball players, just kind of the world we live in college sports, really. Just the way players bounce around and just try to look for opportunities. And for him, it connected with Grand Canyon as this one's chopped on the ground right side. Jeffries charges it, picks it over to first in time, and the side is retired. So Logan Groff surrenders 2 runs on a hit and a balk, and no runners left on base as the Riptide have taken the lead 2-1 at Great Park Irvine. We'll head to the 3rd inning, 2-1 OC. I'm Nate Mills on the SLO Blues Streaming Network. Third inning is brought to you by Studio Design Group Architects. You can find them at sdgarchitects.com. Studio Design Group Architects. For 40 years, they've designed buildings with one thing in mind: people. A 2-1 lead for the OC Riptide as they snag 2 runs in the bottom half of the second inning. A triple from J.C. Allen, only his 2nd hit of the year, drove in Camden Bates, who led off that inning with a walk. As Braden Jeffries takes a look at strike 1, he leads off this inning for the Blues as they now trail by 1 against the Riptide. Lights on full display here in OC. Jeffries with a wide stance in the left-handed batter's box swings and misses at that off-speed pitch, and now down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Jeffries, last time he was up, one of the 3 strikeout victims that Sterner has this afternoon. Part of that 1-2-3 top half of the first inning. Here comes Sterner. Fastball in there for strike 3. Braden Jeffries goes down on strikes for the second time today, and there's 1 gone here in the 3rd inning. Fastball looks center cut from up here at least. Not sure what the approach was from Jeffries or what he was looking for, but now it's Max Lane digging in with 1 out here in the 3rd. He struck out swinging in the 1st. Lane, the hometown kid from Newport Beach, California, making a homecoming appearance at Great Park, as this one misses way shallow of home plate. 1 ball, no strikes, almost cricket distance from Sterner. Misgripping a off-speed pitch for perhaps, but up 1 ball, no strikes in the count is Max Lane, the left fielder from Harvard. Fastball missing up and away, 2 balls and no strikes. As I said, the lights are coming on here at Great Park. And these are pretty unique from a lot of fields that you'd see from around the CCL, especially at Sinsheimer, as this field is relatively new, Great Park. As there's a fastball that is in there for a strike. It can't stay in the mitt of Matt Spear, though. 2 balls and 1 strike to Max Lane. Sinsheimer, as old as that park is, it's been around since 1946 when the Blues were founded. It's a little bit older style of lights there. Here at Great Park, they got the newfangled LED lights. Makes it a lot easier to see the ball at nighttime and to pick up rotation as Max Lane shoots that one off the inside of his foot. He limps around the dirt circle, finally crouches right outside the foul grass. And I'll just say it every single time I see it, that hurts very bad. There's a legit moment there. Maybe it lasts 5 seconds. It could last 10 seconds where you genuinely think your foot is broken. But then it wears off eventually and you play the rest of the game. But it's a scary moment for a sec there. It's one of those weird pains that just kind of goes away after a while. It goes down as a strike, and now Max Lane is even 2-2 against Sterner with 1 gone here in the 3rd. In the back of the right-handed batter's box, here comes Sterner, and it's a fastball missing low and outside. The count's now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lane entering today's game with a .270 batting average, starting to hit his stride with a triple and a double in his 10 hits with his 37 at-bats. Payoff is chopped right into the Riptide dugout. Hot shot right at the entrance. Everyone appears to be okay. We'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. A handful of coaches in front of the stairway in the Riptide dugout. Surprised none of them got hit with that foul ball from Lane. 3-2 to the Crimson Man. Back on the West Coast for the summer. Hits it hard down the third base line and foul. Staying alive in the 3-2 count is Max Lane. Won't go down without a fight. Digging back into the batter's box. In a 3-2 count against Sterner, looking to win the battle against the right-hander from BYU. He comes set at the chest. Now comes home. Fastball swung on and missed for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Sterner. That's his 5th of the day, and there's 2 gone here in the 3rd. Just like that, 2 strikeouts and 2 outs for the Blues. And it just feels like with this Blues roster, when one thing is working for them, another isn't. I had a conversation with manager Dean Traynor about that exact characteristic for the Blues as Casey Borba steps up to the plate. He led off the 2nd inning with a single, a softly hit single with 2 strikes into shallow right, and he came around to score on the Comerford RBI single. There's a fastball buckling his knees as Borba inside. 1 ball, no strikes. It just feels like when the Blues string together hits and the pitching isn't there. But then when the pitching is there, they're striking out or they're popping up the baseball. And that's really been the dance that the Blues have played this season, is trying to have all things work for them. And to be frank, it appears to happen most often when they play the Santa Barbara Foresters. Just so much passion involved in those games. And it's just easy to see that the players can just lock in better when they're playing their rivals down from the south, as the series is tied at 3 apiece. As the 2-0 comes in, it's a fastball missing up and away, and it's actually called there for a strike. Delayed call from the home plate umpire. 2 balls and 1 strike to the Longhorn from UT Austin. Borba also grew up not too far from here. 5-minute drive from Irvine in Santa Ana, California. Hit off the end of the bat and fouled down the left field line, towering, as ranging to his left is Kemmerer still. And a foul ball home run. A long strike for Borba. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that had way more carry than I thought it was going to. It sounded like it was hit off the end of the bat and it was just going to land to the left of the bullpen on the Riptide side, but it just kept carrying here. The wind is gently blowing out to right field as a couple of kids go to retrieve that foul ball, and the 2-2 comes home, swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down for the Blues, all by way of the K. We'll head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning, 2-1 Riptide. I'm Nate Mills on the SLO Blues Streaming Network. Home half of the 3rd as the Blues just went 3 up, 3 down, all via the strikeout from Sterner, who is just shoving so far in this first third of the game. He has 6 strikeouts in 3 innings pitched. The Cougar from BYU having himself a night at Great Park Irvine. OC still leads San Luis Obispo 2-1 as Patrick Hackworth leads off. The DH batting left-handed, and he's first pitch swinging against Logan Groff, straight back into the net for strike 1. Last time Hackworth was up, he had an infield base hit, the first hit of this ball game. As he squats in the left-handed batter's box, he swings and softly hits this one to Ardois at short. He scoops it up, makes the throw on the run in time for the first out of the inning. Nice play from Sam Ardois, who fielded that ground ball in an awkward position. Looks like it took an extra funky hop up on his hand, and he caught it in the palm of his glove. Did a nice job of getting the correct seam on it and making the throw on the run to Borba right in the chest for the first out of the inning. So now it's Jake Brown, the right fielder, batting 3rd. He walked last time he was up, and he's first pitch swinging another ground ball to Ardois. He gobbles it up, throws to first, and Borba can't pick it. One hop to Casey Borba. He can't glove it as Goff tries to recover it, or excuse me, that's Button trying to recover it. Almost sails it into center field, but Jeffries, with the nice hop, keeps it within the infield. So that's an error for Sam Ardois, as it looked like he palmed that throw over to first base after making a nice play. With that ground ball on the move, he makes a throwing error that brings a runner in scoring position for Orange County. 1 out, and it's Ace Reese, the 3rd baseman, batting left-handed and cleaning things up for Orange County. Wants to mop the base paths clean with a runner on second base and Jake Brown, and he's the recipient of strike 1 against Logan Groff. Reese, formerly from the University of Houston, recently committed to Mississippi State, that is, as that offering is upstairs to him. 1 ball and 1 strike. This past season, his first year with the Cougars at Houston, he was an all Big 12 freshman team honoree, and he led the team in triples. There's a fastball missing inside to him, 2 balls and 1 strike. Not a guy you'd want to miss against if you're Logan Groff. Certainly has the ability to drive that run in. You lead any Division I program in triples, I don't care. You are a stud. The utility man had 4 triples. That led the team, and he flares this one into left field lane, charging it, but getting there on the backhand is Ardois. He tries to go back to second base to catch Jake Brown off the base pass, but Jeffries keeps it in play. Another 1-hop throw to him. Now 2 outs here from the soft flare out from Sam Ardois at second base. 2 gone, and it's Matt Spear, the Michigan Wolverine, heading to Ann Arbor for the first time this coming fall after spending the majority of his college career at San Jose State. In this past season, he beefed up his resume with the Spartans as he had a career-high 8 home runs as Logan Groff misses outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Also had a 10-game hit streak in the month of April. It was Mountain West Championship All-Tournament team last year as he chases the fastball upstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. And he's just one of those guys where it's just been linear growth for him. Saw the bulk of his action in his redshirt junior and redshirt senior year. He has another year of eligibility going to Michigan. But after seeing minimal playing time his first 2 seasons, he really came back and, like I said, beefed up his resume to eventually transfer to a Power 5 school in the University of Michigan, including that 10-game hit streak and the career-high 8 home runs. Also batted .234 with a .318 on base and a .399 slugging. And the 2-1 is a fastball that just misses outside. Surprised that Button didn't try to frame that longer. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike to the left-handed hitting catcher from San Clemente, California. 12 hits and 50 at-bats for the Blues last summer. He played in 13 games and now stays closer to home in Orange County as that one misses up and outside for ball 4. A walk to Matt Spear. That's his 5th of the season, and now 2 runners on for Camden Bates.
Now batting number 15, Camden Bates.
The shortstop led off the second inning with a walk, and he came around to score on the RBI triple from J.C. Allen. 2 gone, 2 runners on for OC. They lead the Blues 2-1 in the bottom half of the 3rd. Fastball from Groff is in there for a strike, trying to pick away at that upper half of the zone to these Riptide hitters. Typically, we see Logan Groff incorporating that slider a little bit more. We saw it a lot in the first and a bit of the second inning of work. Haven't seen it come out here in the 3rd, as here it comes right there, and misses low and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. So Bates from Washington, Oklahoma, just coming off the season of his life in terms of fun at Tennessee. They just won the national championship in Omaha. Check at second base. Now Groff comes home and blows the fastball by on 1 ball and 2 strikes. In his time in high school, he was the 74th shortstop in the nation, according to Perfect Game. He's the 2nd best in Oklahoma. The talent certainly there for the infielder hitting right-handed as the fastball is in there for strike 3. Logan Groff strands 2 runners on, no hits with 1 error, 2 runners left on base. It's still 2-1 Orange County as we head into the 4th inning. I'm Nate Mills on the SLO Blues streaming network. Fourth inning is brought to you by Richardson. They're the official cap of the CCL this summer. Richardson, quality in every stitch. Leading it off for the Blues in the fourth inning, it's Cooper Witten, Nico Button, and Brendan Comerford due up to face Sterner, who heads out there for his fourth inning of work. He has just been toying around with the top four batters of the lineup as Cooper Witten takes a look at ball one to him. 6 strikeouts with the top four hitters. E.J. Royal once, Jeffries and Lane twice, and Borba to end the third inning for 3 in a row. Hard off the ground on the right side, trying to bobble it at third is Reese. The throw over is errant. Taken off towards second base is Cooper Witten. Hard hit ground ball down the third base line. Reese couldn't glove it. Did a nice job of barehanding it and getting over to first base, but the throw goes a little wide and an error for the man at the hot corner and a leadoff base runner for the Blues. Take them any way they can as the tying run now in scoring position in Cooper Witten, a guy who certainly has the speed to come around and score on a single. Nico Button, the guy to hit a single. Looking to tie this game up here under the lights at Great Park Irvine after Cooper Witten just reached on air from Ace Reitz. A great effort. Nothing to show for it though. Runner in scoring position as Button, who reached on a fielder's choice and was stranded at third back in the second, is up, and he's the recipient of ball one against Sterner. Nico enters this game with 4 runs batted in off his 11 hits and his 38 at-bats. There's a fastball in there for a strike, 1-1 to the left-handed hitting catcher from Cal Berkeley. Couple of fellow Golden Bears on the other side of the dugout. Another mini reunion happening in the pregame batting practice as the 1-1 is chopped on the ground left side. There's a backhanded stop from Allen at first. He taps the bag, but advancing up to third base is Cooper Witten. Great stop from Allen over at first, the Triton from UC San Diego. That was hit hard off the bat from Nico Button. A productive out and moved the runner over. And now Brendan Comerford's up with a runner at third base. That's the tying run, just 90 feet away. Comerford, last time he was up, poked an RBI single into left field to bring across the first run of the game. Witten stands with his hands on his hips after sprinting over to third base, and Comerford sits waiting wide-legged in the right-handed batter's box. He whiffs at that fastball up in the zone, no balls and 1 strike. 1 gone here in the fourth inning. Blues trailing by a run, trying to tie this game up with Cooper Witten 90 feet away. Sterner comes home, and Comerford evades the fastball high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Comerford looking for his 15th RBI of the season after collecting number 14 to strike first in this game. Corners playing in as he pops this one up and out of play down the right side. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brendan. Staring at his catcher is Sturver on the mound. Trying to get on the same page. They do as he comes set. Outfield shaded to the right off of Comerford, who pulled the ball in his last at-bat as the 1-2 almost hits him up and tight near his chest. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Get up and cheer for beer.
Sitting on deck, it's Bryson Hoyer, the switch-hitting right fielder. Sterner sighs, now comes home, and it's a curveball. Good leave from Comerford to hold up that swing. He did get the trigger, though. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that's that out pitch for Sterner. That's the pitch that he will get outs on, mostly strikeouts. And that slider that starts in the middle of the zone and then breaks out of it. That time it started away and broke away. Looked enticing to Comerford, but he did a nice job holding back that swing. Here's the payoff pitch to him. Swinging at a bouncing curveball in front of home plate. That's a strikeout. Witten now jetting towards home. The throw is not in time. Heads up base running from Cooper Witten to tie this ball game at 2 apiece. Brendan Comerford strikes out, but on the throw to first, Witten got an incredible jump to tap home plate and tie up this game at 2. But now it's 2 gone here in the 4th inning. The Blues have brought across a run on no hits and no walks. 2-2 ball game with Bryson Hoyer, who grounded out to the second baseman Stivson last time he was up. That was for the second out of the 2nd inning. First pitch is an off speed that misses low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Hoyer trying to have a bounce back summer after a disappointing season at Saddleback College. It was originally a Lion from Loyola Marymount, then transferred to play junior college baseball in Southern California. That second offering to him misses low and outside. He's a grinder, though, as all JUCO Bandits are, getting those extra swings. Pushes hard in the batting cages. He's always working on something on the field or in the bubble. The rising sophomore on the 2-0. Looks at that fastball come in there for strike 1. Trying to keep some life alive here in the 4th inning. This one's popped up into left field. Ranging to his right is Kemmerer. He's approaching the foul line, and he makes the grab just before the chalk for the 3rd out of the inning. The Blues do get 1 run on no hits, 1 error, and leave none on base. It's a tied ball game at 2 apiece. Heading to the home half of the 4th inning, I'm Nate Mills on the SLO Blues streaming network. Bottom of the order for the Orange County Riptide in the home half of the 4th, and what is now a tied ball game. Cooper Witten came around to score from third base off the drop third strike from Brendan Comerford. They threw over to first, and Witten saw some daylight, took off towards home. The throw was not in time. The speedster from the University of Washington getting in there safely to tie this ball game up. So now we're back at zeros as J.C. Allen leads off the 4th inning. He tripled for his 2nd hit of the year that drove across the first run of the game for Orange County, as Nico Button and Parker Goff try to get on the same page with a meeting at the mound. No balls and 1 strike. Goff got J.C. Allen to foul off the first offering straight back into the netting for strike 1. Now they're going over the plan of attack. Are the signs? As what's looked good for Goff tonight? Well, it's been the fastball and it's been the slider. He's thrown in the changeup occasionally, but that fastball has so much cut and so much tail to it, he can throw in that biting slider in there nicely. So standing up tall in the back of the right-handed batter's box is J.C. Allen on the 0-1 offering, and he flares this one up and out of the stadium down the right side. No balls and 2 strikes. JC made a nice play over at first base this past inning to retire Nico Button, an unassisted putout back in the 4th. Hard hit ground ball sliding to his knees and popping up and taking it himself, beating out the catcher that sits right behind him. This one's grounded up the middle, moving to his left as Ardois. A few shuffles over to first is in time for the first out of the inning. Nice play from Sam Ardois. He had to collect his feet there a little bit. Might have gotten tangled up behind second base. Him and Jeffries were communicating on it. But it was Ardois who called him off. Shortstop has the priority. There's one gone here in the 4th. It's Nate Stivson. He flew out to left field in Max Lane for the first out of the 2nd inning. Groff comes set on the first offering, now comes home. There's a check swing from Stivson. They appeal to first. They say he didn't go around. Not sure about that one, but it's ball 1. Stivson is the second baseman batting 8th today for Orange County. An infielder committed to Stanford. Just graduated high school at Redondo Beach, as that fastball just nicks over the glove of Nico Button. 2 balls and no strikes. Entering this game, only had 12 at-bats for the Riptide. This is his 6th game of the summer. Still looking for his first hit. 2 walks to his 3 strikeouts so far with the Tide. 2-0 is hit off the hands on the right side. Jeffries scoops it up, throws it over to first in time. 2 quick outs for Logan Groff here in the 4th inning. 2 ground outs, and he's getting back into his groove of getting those soft contacts from the hitters in Orange County. 2 dribblers, 1 to shortstop and 1 to the second baseman in Jeffries. Kind of nibbling away at each corner of the strike zone with that fastball that has so much cut to it. It's producing some soft-sounding barrels, as here's first pitch swinging on the fastball inside is Kremerer, and that will be foul. Allowed strike 1 for the left fielder batting 9th this evening as he takes his time walking back to home plate. Luckily, it had some cut to it coming off the right-handed bat going down the left field line. Otherwise, that was destined for extra bases. Jackson redshirted his first season with the Wolfpack last year, and in this summer for Orange County, entering this game, he's 5 of 31 for a 161 batting average, as a nice-looking changeup from Groff hits the zone. No balls and 2 strikes. And it's nice to have that changeup in the back pocket when you're working fastball sliders so much. You can have that confidence in yourself to plop it into the zone. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There's Logan Groff's 4th K of the day, and the Riptide go in order to end the 4th inning. Still tied at 2 on the Slow Blue Streaming Network as we head into the 5th. Fifth inning is brought to you by Studio Design Group Architects. You can find them at sdgarchitects.com. Studio Design Group Architects. For 40 years, they've designed buildings with one thing in mind: people. Leading off for the Blues in the fifth inning, it's Sam Ardois, E.J. Royal, and Braden Jeffries. Ardois, the leadoff man, leaves the first offering up at his eyes, 1 ball, no strikes. Logan Groff with his first 1-2-3 inning back in the fourth. He looked really good, getting some soft contact from J.C. Allen and Nate Stivson, and then the strikeout swinging from Jackson Kremer as Ardois swings and taps this one back into the catcher for strike 1. Blues tied at 2 with the Orange County Riptide as there's some action in the bullpen for OC. A couple of guys moving around, throwing some medicine balls and getting stretched out with the Jaeger bands attached to the fence, some resistance training. Here's the 1-1 to Ardois, and it's a curveball that just misses high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Last time Sam was up, it was in the second inning where he was hit by a pitch. Was eventually stranded at first base, a bases loaded situation as he hits this on the ground hard on the left side, and it's through for a base hit. Loud barrel from Sam Ardois and a leadoff single for the Blues. Real nice sounding contact for the Raging Cajun from ULL. Leadoff base runner for San Luis Obispo. That's exactly what they want from their 9-hole hitter. And really, most of the production in this game has come through hitters 4 through 9. Top of the order has just really been struggling. 5 strikeouts between Max Lane, Braden Jeffries, and E.J. Royal. The irony. Big lead at first base for Sam Ardois as Royal looks at that off speed in there for a strike. Royal 0 for 2 today. A fly ball to center field and a strikeout swinging to strand the bases loaded in the second. And I've talked about it before, with the exit velocity increasing for Royal, we've also seen the strikeout numbers increase as well, as that curveball misses high and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Trying to have both work out for EJ, his low strikeout percentages and his high exit velocity, as he's working on that coming down the final stretch of the season. This is the Blues' 32nd game of the year out of 44. Taking off towards second base is Ardois, but E.J. Royal spoils that one up and out of the stadium down the right side. Will do it at 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Trailblazer from Utah Tech. Ardois has to shuffle back to first wearing his oven mitt, his right thumb exposed on the black padding. Middle infield playing at double play depth. As the throw back to first gets away from Allen, and Ardois heads into second base, thinking about third. He'll now take off towards third. The throw comes in, and it will be offline. In there standing is Sam Ardois from the errant throw from Sterner. A huge 180 feet for San Luis Obispo, as the go-ahead run is now just 90 feet away, and Ardois catches his breath at third base. So now it's up to Royal to bring in that go-ahead run, a situation he has been in countless times before and has come through for the Blues in just as many. Corners playing in with a runner at third, no outs. Here in the fifth, as that fastball misses low and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Royal. Royal with a deep breath, sighing at his bomb bat, sitting back in the right-handed batter's box. Here's the 2-2. Fastball swung on and missed, strike 3. It's a drop third strike. They go over to first. Ardois will remain at third as quickly backpedaling towards home is Spear for the first out of the inning. The struggles starting to pick up for E.J. Royal, his second strikeout of the day with a runner in scoring position. So now it's Braden Jeffries with a pair of Ks today. Another sight we don't see often for the kid from Hart High School, committed to Michigan next season, as he spoils that one over the bullpen of Orange County for strike 1. Tie ball game, go ahead run 90 feet away, and Sam Ardois as he strolls towards home to get his lead. The right-hander comes set at his chest, now comes home on the 0-1 and skips that one in front of home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jeffries. And you want to talk about production. Jeffries at 18 years old leads the CCL in batting average without seeing his first official college pitch. Here's the 1-1. Fastball hit off the hands, blooping into right field. Charging it is Brown. He grabs it, tagging towards third is Ardois, and he'll head into home with a feet-first slide. Sacrifice fly for Braden Jeffries. The Riptide think he left early. They'll go back to third, and he did leave early. Double play for the Riptide. Sam Ardois couldn't hold up, taken off towards home, and the side is retired. A base running miscue for the Blues. They miss out on taking the lead from a Braden Jeffries sac fly. Still tied at 2, heading into the bottom half of the 5th. I'm Nate Mills on the SLO Blues streaming network. Base running miscue for the Blues, and they get nothing off the fly ball from Braden Jeffries down the right field line. Jeffries softly hit one towards that direction, and the right fielder, and Brown was raging towards it, was never in a good position to throw it towards home. Sam Ardois took off early from third base, and they threw back to the bag, and they called him out. So a double play to end the inning. And instead of a sacrifice fly to Braden Jeffries, it goes down as a pure fly ball out as Logan Groff heads out there for his 5th inning of work, and he gets strike 1 to Michael Diaz, fouling it straight back into the netting. So the game's still tied at 2. A base running mistake for the Blues. Haven't had one of those in a while. Coming back to haunt them here in Game 1 of this 2-game road trip in Southern California. Playing off the line is Comerford as a fastball hits low and inside of the strike zone to Michael Diaz for strike 2. And that's something I'd like to see Groff do, is get in the kitchen of batters both in the left and right-handed side of the box. It was always difficult as a hitter when pitchers did that. As the 0-2 is hit off the hands to Ardois, who gets the bad hop nicely off his chest and throws it over to first in time for the first out of the inning. That's 3 ground ball outs to the leadoff man, Michael Diaz, and there's 1 gone here in the 5th. So now it's Patrick Hackworth, the DH, batting left-handed, hitting second. He's 1 of 2 on the day, a single in the first where he was stranded in scoring position. A nice inning of work for Logan Groff. Since then, he's been battling to find the strike zone. He did get Hackworth to ground out to Ardois to begin the 3rd inning. Looking to replicate that here as he squats in the lefty batter's box, and the fastball misses inside, almost hitting him at the knees. 1 ball, no strikes. Hackworth, Triton from UC San Diego. And graduated from Irvine High School in 2021, so a local kid playing for the Tide. 1-0 is hit on the ground right side. Jeffries vacuums it up and throws it over to first for the 2nd out of the inning. Grounded to short, or grounded to second, and there's 2 gone here in the 5th. Logan Groff hitting his stride in the middle of this game. Just over halfway through at Great Park Irvine. Game still tied at 2 apiece against the OC Riptide. So now it's Jake Brown, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Reached on error back in the 3rd and walked back in the 1st. Was stranded on base both of those times as the first pitch to him misses for ball 1. Leaning back in the right-handed batter's box, his bat pointing directly towards the ground. He gets it off his shoulders and swings and misses for strike 1. He's played 3 seasons for the Cal Baptist Lancers in his college career. Saw an uptick in production last year. Also saw an uptick in at-bats as well, as the fastball is up and inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Struggled his first 2 seasons. Batted .188 his true freshman year, then .038 his sophomore year. Talk about a sophomore slump. Bounced back well in his true junior season with a .245 average, a .538 slugging. The power coming into display, something he had never seen in his first 2 years of college ball. His freshman and sophomore season saw a combined double and homer, es todo. And ever since then, past year in the 2024 season, he had 7 doubles and 8 home runs out of nowhere. There's a 2-1 hitting the inside corner for strike 2. There's the signature delayed strike call that we've been getting tonight. As it looks like Eddie Tierney is starting to do some arm stretches out in the bullpen up against the fence. Groff on the 2-2 with 2 gone. Fastball, check swing, goes all the way to the backstop. They appeal to first. He didn't go around. Fills up the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. With those more extra bases, though, from Jake Brown, saw a significant increase in at-bats. His first 2 seasons, he had 32 and then 26 ABs, and last year alone, he had 106. Here's the payoff pitch from Groff as he has a long hold on the mound. It's a fastball, sawed him off, fouled straight back into the netting. We'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 gone here in the 5th, a tied game at Great Park Irvine. Blues had the chance to take the lead, but a base running miscue over at 3rd, leaving early on a tag-up fly ball, keeps the game tied at 2 apiece. Groff on the search for his 6th out in a row. Here he comes on the 3-2, and it's a slider low and outside. Good idea from Logan Groff, but holding up his swing is Jake Brown for the 2-out walk. 2-out base runner for Orange County as Ace Reese steps up, the 3rd baseman, cleaning things up for Orange County. A member of the All-Big 12 freshman team, was enough to entice the coaching staff at Mississippi State, where he will be heading this next season. But before he does that, he's batting cleanup for the Riptide with 1 runner on. That's the go-ahead runner as he hits this to second base. Jeffries gets it on the big hop, throws it over to first. 1 swing, 1 pitch, 1 out for Logan Groff, the final one of the 5th as we head into the 6th, still tied at 2. I'm Nate Mills on the SLO Blues streaming network. Sixth inning is brought to you by Plan Perfect. Be sure to contact Sherry Tollerman at planperfectretirement.com. Plan Perfect, corporate retirement plan specialist. New pitcher in for Orange County, it's Gavin Eddy, the big, tall right-hander from Cal Berkeley, who didn't see any action last season with the Golden Bears as he utilized his freshman year. As the 0-1 to Max Lane misses low and inside, or actually call it a strike. Another delayed strike call. Didn't look like a strike from our vantage point up here. It has an almost shaved Lane on the shins, but we'll do it at no balls and 2 strikes. As he comes home from the windup, he checks his swing. It bounced in front of home and hit off the check swing from Max Lane into foul territory. Don't see that too often. So Sterner's day is done after 5 innings of work. He allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 8 strikeouts. The K number is on the uptick for San Luis Obispo, trying to correct that just over halfway through the game. Still tied at 2 against the Tide. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Max Lane, who crouches in the batter's box. He towers this one into center field. Going back on it is Diaz, and just in front of the warning track, he makes the running grab for the first out of the inning. First exciting barrel of the Blues all evening, but it's an out. Max Lane to lead off the 6th inning.
Now batting number 12, Casey Borba.
So now it's Casey Borba. He's 1 of 2 on the day. One of the 8 strikeout victims from Sterner. And now digs in to face Eddy, who idles from this windup position with Cooper Witten on deck. Outfield shaded to the right as Borba looks at that fastball in there for strike 1. Top of the 6th inning at Great Park Irvine, the sun has completely set and the LED lights fully taking control of this field. Here's the 0-1 to Casey. Swung on and flared over the Blues bullpen and out of the stadium. No balls and 2 strikes. So we saw Eddie Tierney warming up in the bullpen doing the resistant bands against the fence, but now we're seeing Omar Reynoso doing the exact same. He's not wearing a jersey or anything. He's just got the hoodie on. So maybe just doing some maintenance. Eddie Tierney hasn't thrown a pitch yet, as Groff is at 75 right now, and leaving that fastball low and outside is Cooper Witten, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So curious to see how Dean Traynor will manage Groff, as he is starting to hit stride in the middle of this game. Getting that soft contact, getting those strikeouts against the Riptide hitters, as waving over that off speed as Borba, and he grabbed it for the 3rd strike and the 2nd out of the inning. So that's Eddie's first K of the day, and that's strikeout number 9 for this Blues offense. So now it's Cooper Witten, the right-handed hitting outfielder from the University of Washington, not too far from his home in San Diego, just over 45 minutes away. He's 1 of 2 on the day, a single and a reach on error in the 4th. He was stranded at 3rd base there and gets called on strike 1. Witten been hitting the ball hard today. Hit it hard to the hot corner at Reese, as that one bounces significantly in front of home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hot shot over to Reese at 3rd. That's where the error was produced. And there's actually a correction on that statistic as well. They'll say he reached, that was a base hit, then he reached 2nd on the error. So a scoring change for Cooper Witten, as he's actually 2 for 2 on the evening. 1-1, and he waves at that fastball way early on it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One thing about Cooper Witten, ever since he's picked up the hit collection, the offensive production, is he is ready to hit on every swing. You don't see him late very often on pitches. 1-2 is an off speed. He thought about going around, and they say that he did. Strikeout swinging for Cooper Witten, the 10th strikeout for the Blues offense this evening. It's still tied at 2 apiece heading into the home half of the 6th. I'm Nate Mills on the SLO Blues Streaming Network. Logan Groff back out there for the bottom half of the 6th inning. The game tying at 2 apiece at Great Park Irvine. The OC Riptide hosting your San Luis Obispo Blues in some CCL play. And Matt Spear, old friend of the team, up now for his 3rd time today against Groff. And there's a heavy fastball just missing inside to him. 1 ball, no strikes. Spear today, a strikeout looking to end things in the 1st. A walk in the 3rd. He was stranded at first base there. And now digs in against Groff for the 3rd time. Under the lights. Outfield playing back on Spear, as Comerford is well off the 3rd base line, and that changeup misses downstairs from Logan. 2 balls and no strikes. Spear, tonight's catcher from San Clemente, California. Played with the Blues last year, 19 total bases, is .689 OPS, 4 doubles. An off speed from Logan Groff is in there for a strike. And an arm getting loose in the Orange County bullpen, a left-hander. New pitchers came in, and Gavin Eddy for OC. Now Eddie Tierney tossing up a rock, leaning against the fence, as this one's chopped to shortstop. Ardois coming hard on it. The throw on the run is offline. Infield base hit for Matt Spear. That's his 1st knock of the day. A valiant effort from Ardois at shortstop. But now the go-ahead run over at first, and Matt Spear. Now it's Camden Bates, the shortstop, searching for his 1st hit as well. Just like Spear, he walked and he struck out looking today. Only difference is on that walk back in the 2nd inning, he came around to score on the RBI triple from J.C. Allen. First pitch fastball from Logan Groff hits the outside corner for strike 1. Orange County currently sitting at 3rd place in the CCL South. 2 games behind first of the Santa Barbara Foresters and the Conejo Oaks, who the Blues play tomorrow afternoon at Sparky Anderson Field. Second offering from Groff misses high and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. And behind Orange County are the Arroyo Seco Saints, who the Blues just beat yesterday, or 2 days ago, 3-0. One and one from Groff is blown right by the barrel of the 6-hole hitter Bates for strike 2. A pretty significant drop-off in terms of standings in the CCL South. It's really between 4 teams, because after the Arroyo Seco Saints, who are 2.5 games behind, it's the Ventura County Pirates, who are 6 games behind, and then Academy, which is 7, and the Sunrays, who are 9.5. As fouling that one straight back in the 1-2 count is Camden Bates. Will do it again. And the race is that much easier for the CCL playoffs, in that the Foresters will not be participating in the postseason, as they will head to Kansas to play in the ABC Summer Baseball World Series. So as it stands right now, it'd be Conejo, Orange County, and Arroyo Seco. The Saints reaping the benefits of the absence of Santa Barbara, as waving at that slider low and outside in the dirt is Camden Bates. Another strikeout for Logan Groff. Nice sequencing from Groff and a good fight from Bates, but it was really the slider that just outpowered him for the 1st out of the inning. That's Groff's 5th strikeout and 5 1/3 innings of work. There's still a runner on first base in Matt Spear, but now it's J.C. Allen, the first baseman, 1 of 2 today. There's a fastball missing outside to him, 1 ball, no strikes. Had that RBI triple in the 2nd, and then grounded out to short in the 4th for the 1st out of that inning. A 1-2-3 frame for Groff. Made quick work back in the 5th. It was interrupted by a Jake Brown 2-out walk, but then got a out on 1 pitch from Ace Reese, so grounded to second base as this one skied in the air right side. Ranging towards the fence is Hoyer, and he makes the grab at the fence. Real nice jump from Bryson Hoyer to make that grab in foul territory, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. Nice job by the defense and Groff getting those 2 quick outs after surrendering the Matt Spear infield single. And Hoyer really impressed me with that speed right there. Looking good in right field, playing the fence well for the second out. Nate Stuyvesant, who is 0 for 2 today, a fly ball to left field and a grounder to Jeffries at second, as a nice looking curveball hits the lower half of the zone for strike 1. Stuyvesant, a Stanford commit from Redondo Beach, just down the street. He's looking for his first hit in a Riptide uniform with the go-ahead runner at first base. Groff comes home and gets a swing and a miss on that slider, starting down and breaking down. No balls and 2 strikes to Stuyvesant. Second baseman looks at his signs from his third base coach and digs back in. The 8-hole batter with the go-ahead run at first. Outfield shaded to the right and playing deep at Great Park. Throw to first, and getting back in time is Matt Spear without a problem. Eddie Tierney and Omar Reynoso still lounging around the bullpen. Reynoso starting to throw a little bit more, though, as the pitch count begins to run up for Logan Groff. The 0-2 comes home, and it's taken for strike 3. Logan Groff, the slider is working for the kid, as the Riptide get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave a runner on base. Still tied at 2 as we head into the 7th inning. I'm Nate Mills on the SLO Blues Streaming Network. It's a new pitcher for the OC Riptide, Nathan Hoy, the southpaw from UC San Diego and the native from Yorba Linda, California, making his 3rd appearance this season for the Riptide. He's pitched in 3 innings, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 2 hits. Has yet to surrender a run this summer as Nico Button, his first pitch swinging, hits this one deep into right field. Brown circles around it in front of the warning track. 1 pitch, 1 out for the new pitcher from UC San Diego. And a nice swing from Nico Button. Really like that approach there, ambushing the fastball the first chance he gets. It was a nice swing. It was hit really well, but just not enough to get over the head of Brown, who was playing awfully deep and continues to stay out there, with Brendan Comerford due up now. Another guy who can hit the ball off the fence for extra bases as he's first pitch hacking at the offering from Hoy for strike one. Just based off those two swings, it's pretty easy to tell that the Blues are having an easy time seeing the ball out of the hand from the left-hander in Hoy. Another lanky pitcher for the Riptide out there coming from the windup to Comerford. And there's an off-speed that's missing inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Brendan, the third baseman, batting seventh, had an RBI single in the second. Came around to bat in Casey Borba and struck out swinging in the fourth inning. Now steps in for the third time this evening. Tied at 2. Hits it on the ground, left side, and under the glove of Reese, it goes into the outfield. An error, and Brendan Comerford is aboard with 1 gone in the seventh. Reese having a difficult day over there at the hot corner. He bobbled around a play from Cooper Witten back in the fourth, and now Comerford shoots a hard ground ball right underneath the leather. So now it's Bryson Hoyer, the switch-hitting right fielder who recently made a nice play down the right field line. Digs in now. He's a switch hitter batting right-handed against the left-hander Hoy. Comerford has a short lead over at first base, and Hoyer swings at the first pitch and sends it deep into right field. Going back on it is Brown, and he makes the grab flat-footed for the second out of the inning. 2 fly balls to right field, both hit well from the bats of Nico Button and Bryson Hoyer, but not enough for Brown, as there's now 2 gone in the 7th inning, and the 9-hole hitter Sam Ardois up. Ardois had some nice contact last time he was up in the 4th inning. Absolutely pounded a ground ball through the 5-5 hole to reach. On that single, he's 1 of 1 of the day after being hit by pitch in the 2nd inning. He was stranded there. And then a base running miscue when he was at third base after getting to third on an error from the pitcher Sterner. Tried to pick him off and sailed the throw up the right field line. That sacrifice fly could have been from Braden Jeffries, but leaving the bag early was Ardois. And now the runner on first. That fastball misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Lake Charles, Louisiana native, having a SoCal summer. Inching off the bag is the Ohlone College Renegade in Comerford as he sways his right arm underneath his legs. The 1-1 is an off-speed that misses high and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Still a tied ball game here in the 7th inning. Coming set is Hoy. Takes a look at first. Now comes home. And Ardois holds up his swing on the offering inside. Three balls and 1 strike. A hitter's count to the shortstop for the Blues. Ace Reese playing off the third base line. Middle infield pinching. Outfield playing deep against Ardois as that one misses upstairs for a walk. Ball forward to Sam Ardois as he flings his bat into the on-deck circle. 2 runners on for San Luis Obispo. Tying run at second, or go-ahead run at second. More cushion over at first base in Ardois. Meeting at the mound between the new pitcher Hoy and the backstop Matt Spear. So now it's the leadoff man E.J. Royal, who's had a frustrating night at the plate after having a remarkable season for San Luis Obispo. Production unlike any other in his years of college baseball. Wants to come through here and give his Blues the lead as he's done so many times this season. He's 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts and a fly ball to center field. 1 look at second, now comes home. A double steal. The throw down to third is in time. A dart from Matt Spear over to Ace Reese to tag out Brendan Comerford, who didn't get the best of jumps on the double steal attempt. Still tied at 2. It's time to stretch here at Great Park Irvine. I'm Nate Mills on the Slow Blues Streaming Network. base running blunders for the Blues as a failed double steal attempt ends their inning with E.J. Royal up, one of the best hitters, if not the best in their lineup. Brendan Comerford was thrown out at third base trying to put 2 runners in scoring position. The game is still tied at 2 apiece with Logan Groff just throwing his 89th pitch of his appearance. And now we see Eddie Tierney and Omar Reynoso warming up for a few innings. Now Jace Evangelista has a baseball. And the 0-1 from Groff misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Trying to get as much out of Groff as possible as he's begun to hit stride in the mid to late half or fraction of this game. So for Orange County, it's Jackson Kremer. As that offering from Goff misses 2 balls and 1 strike. Kremer 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. As he points his ash bat towards the pitcher and Groff. The Vulcan comes set, now comes home. And it's a fastball missing outside. Button can't glove it. It rolls almost to the backstop. 3 balls and 1 strike to the left fielder batting 9th. So Logan Groff will be joining his former Blues teammate Braden Mondew out in Hawaii. Just recently committed to Hilo just a few days ago. Spent some time in the press box applying to the university. All that happening fast here this summer as this one's popped up. Playable in the infield. No one has called it yet. Finally, Casey Borba grabs it with 2 hands for the first out of the inning. A little scary there for a sec. It was the catcher Button, the pitcher Groff, and the first baseman Borba all just kind of looking at the ball in the air. And luckily, Borba took control and snagged it for the first out of the inning. Pop out from the 9-hole batter, and now we'll flip it over to the top of the lineup, and Michael Diaz, who has been retired in all 3 of his at-bats today, all from weak grounders to the shortstop or the second baseman Jeffries. He flares this one back in the netting on the left side, no balls and 1 strike. He's been a mainstay at that leadoff spot for the Riptide this summer, as he is the team leader in doubles and tied for that lead in total bases with 26. He's tied with Jake Brown, who is batting 3rd today for Orange County. Here's the 0-1 to him, and he flares this one in the exact same spot, no balls and 2 strikes. This is his 3rd college at Grand Canyon. Before that, he was at South Mountain. Before that, Santa Clara. If you want to go back to high school, he was recruited by Boise State and Cal Berkeley in football. He ranks 3rd all-time in the Brophy College Prep records with 5 interceptions in a season. 1 ball and 2 strikes to him after Groff misses high. To the Hawkeye secondary player in Michael Diaz. Here's the 1-2 to the left-handed hitter. Comes home, and it's a off-speed pitch missing outside. Tried to get at him with the changeup. Misgripped it as he plays around with it on the mound. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 game here at Great Park Irvine as we're in the home half of the 7th inning. Groff comes set from the stretch, now home on the 2-2. This one's belted out to right center field. Going back is Hoyer and Royal, and no one's going to get there. It kicks off the base of the wall as Michael Diaz heads into second with his 8th double of the year. He flaps his wings as he sent that ball into flight. Go-ahead runner now in scoring position. Diaz finally able to lift the ball off the ground, and now it's the 2-hole hitter Patrick Hackworth. Hackworth is 1 for 3 today, a single where he was stranded at first base, a ground out to the shortstop in Ardois, and a grounder to the second baseman Jeffries. Groff and Button going over the plan of attack against the left-handed hitting DH. Well, Evangelista and Omar Reynoso get hot in the bullpen for San Luis Obispo. More action in the Orange County bullpen as well. Got a few guys doing some stretches. getting loose with the body blade. As Diaz is now at second base after that double he roped in the right center gap. As first pitch swinging from Groff is Hackworth. This one's sent into center field. Royals got it. Tagging from second is Diaz, and he'll head into third standing. Nice base running from the Riptide as Michael Diaz goes from second to third off the fly ball from Patrick Hackworth. A productive out for the two-hole hitter as the go-ahead run is now 90 feet away for the Tide. Orange County only has one out to play with, and it's Jake Brown, who has yet to record a base hit today. Orange County does lead the CCL in sacrifice flies. This is not a sacrifice fly situation, though, with two gone. First pitch to him is a slider. That is not called a strike. It misses outside for ball one. The battery contemplating why was not called a strike. I'm doing the same up here in the press box. But we move 1-0 to the three-hole hitter, Jake Brown, playing right field. Long hold from Groff as he kicks and deals. And it's a fastball fouled right back into the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brown wanted to come through for his team here. He's walked twice, was stranded at first in both of those times, and reached on error from our Duel. Didn't hurt the Blues as he was stranded in scoring position. Jake Brown was. Groff stares down his catcher button. Now comes set at the belt. Now comes home on the 1-1. It's an off-speed, flared into shallow right center field. Royal tracks it down and makes the one-handed grab, and Groff gets out of the jam. He exclaims into the dugout. He's feeling good. It's still 2-2 heading into the 8th inning. I'm Nate Mills on the SLO Blues streaming network. Inning here on the SLO Blues streaming network. The game has been tied at 2 ever since the 4th inning when the Blues tied it up. It's been 2-2 ever since. Logan Groff had himself an afternoon out on the mound for San Luis Obispo, holding down this Riptide offense to only those 2 runs, all the talent that that team has, and Groff has just looked excellent. So now the Blues' best coming up to the plate, trying to take the advantage in this ball game. E.J. Royal, Braden Jeffries, and Max Lane here in the top half of the 8th as the first offering from Nathan Hoy misses up and outside to Royal. 1 ball, no strikes. From the windup, here he comes. Another off speed, and Royal foul tips this one right back into the netting behind home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike as Jeffries retrieves it. EJ's had his struggles so far today. 2 strikeouts and a fly ball to center field. One of those strikeouts coming with the bases loaded. EJ has typically been so clutch this season for the Blues. almost unconscious halfway through the season, starting to become human here at Great Park Irvine as the 1-1 comes home, and it's a fastball in there for a strike. Hit the bottom half of the zone, but that's a pitch that EJ can barrel. We've seen him do it before, hunting on those pitches down low. He throws the stick out there and always shoots it back up the middle, but he takes it here in what is now a 1-2 count. Off speed is fouled right back into the mask of Matt Spear. He adjusts himself and will do it again at 1-2 strikes. Royal looking to be the spark plug for this Blues offense this inning. San Luis Obispo has relied on Royal and Jeffries so much this season, especially in league play, to get things going for the squad. And there's been a countless amount of moments where the dugout has just lit up for their offensive production as this one's flared in foul ground. Ranging back on it is the first baseman, Allen. He'll get it backpedaling, and that's the first out of the inning. E.J. Royal signals change up to Jeffries, who digs in with 1 out. More soft contact from E.J. Royal to accompany his 2 strikeouts. And now it's Jeffries who is searching for his first hit of the day as well. Also having an uncharacteristic outing as he hits this one hard, falling fast in front of the left fielder, Kramer, and that's a base hit. There's the Braden Jeffries we know, a 1-out knock for the second baseman. Go-ahead run now aboard for San Luis Obispo, and it's Max Lane, the left fielder who had an explosive out last time he was up. It was a fly ball to center field in the 6th. The first piece of contact today for the Blues that really got everyone to perk their ears up and take a look to see where that one went. Here's a normal lead for Jeffries at first as he opens his stance, and the first offering is an off-speed pitch to Max Lane, taken for strike 1. So Lane with a pair of strikeouts of his own, and that fly ball to center field. Very similar days for the top 3 hitters in the order for San Luis Obispo. The left-hander comes home, and the 0-1 is sent right in front of the Blues dugout. Almost took the head off of Cooper Witten as he retreats back into the steps. No balls and 2 strikes. That's the second time today Max Lane has just shot a foul ball into the opening of the dugouts here at Great Park. Long hold from Hoy on the mound. Now he kicks and deals, and this one's dribbled on the ground over the head of the first baseman, Allen, a base hit. Braden Jeffries rounds second and heads towards third. He will do so standing up. Max Lane with the base hit brings Braden Jeffries 90 feet away from taking the lead in this game. Nice job from Max Lane to just throw the barrel out at the ball. Didn't have to do too much, and with a guy who typically lives on the pole side of the diamond or up the middle, it was good to see him go the opposite way. That's when you know a right-handed hitter is getting hot, is when he can shoot balls the opposite way with some oomph. And he kind of did that there, as you could see how high the ground ball bounced over the first baseman's head in Allen, as the pitching coach for Orange County takes his time heading out to the mound. A flurry of guys getting ready in the OC bullpen. None of them throwing, just a lot of stretching going on, as the meeting is just now occurring after the light stroll towards the hill. As Max Lane recaps to the first base coach the knock that brought Jeffries into scoring position. And how about the heads-up base running from Jeffries as well? He did a nice job just putting his head down. Gotta go. But when you pass second base on a ball hit on the right side of the infield, it's counterproductive to try to look at the ball because you're looking behind your shoulders. That, in turn, slows you down. So it's best to pick up your third base coach, in this case, Rene Regalado, and that's exactly what Braden Jeffries did. It's something we often see from younger base runners not being able to, pick up the third base coach when the ball's behind them. The tendency, and you even see this in the major leagues, is to look at the ball even when it's behind you. But Jeffries, the already seasoned player, it appears, did a nice job of picking up his third base coach, and that's part of why he was able to get in third base in plenty of time. So now back-to-back hits for the Blues and runners at the corner for San Luis Obispo. Cooper Witten, one of the strongest hitters in this lineup, leaves that fastball up at his chin. 1 ball and no strikes. And we've seen the way he's hit the ball within the past few weeks. Loud barrel. Looking to find one here, and that left field line is looking wide open as the left fielder Kermer is playing heavy in the left center gap. There's strike 1 to Witten. And check that, that's Casey Borba. The sentiment remains the same. A guy who hits the ball hard, and especially on the pull side. That left field line gap is there as that one's towered foul. A cricket home run for Casey Borba. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We saw him hit a ball like that earlier in this game. A foul ball when he struck out in the 3rd inning. Hit it off the end of the bat. Didn't think it had enough juice to get over to the fence. And it ended up being, if it's fair, it's gone situation. Ended up being foul as he struck out that at bat as he chases the fastball above his head, and Casey Borba goes down swinging. Second out here in the top of the 8th inning, and now this is Cooper Witten. The analysis remains the same with his brand new ash-colored Louisville Slugger bat. He takes his time digging to the back of the right-handed batter's box where the chalk has essentially disappeared. A pile of dirt surrounding home plate as the first pitch comes home, and it's an off-speed to him taken for strike 1. So Witten today is 2 for 3. 2 singles where he advanced to third base on an error from the third baseman Reese, and a strikeout swinging to end the 6th inning. Wants to come through for his Blues here and take the lead on the 0-1 on a fastball that scrapes the corner low and outside. No balls and 2 strikes. Got to be tough with 2, the UW Husky from San Diego, California. Witten looking for RBI number 7 on the season. Trying to prevent strikeout number 15 as he chases the fastball up at his face for strike 3, and the Blues strand 2. The go-ahead runner 90 feet away. Witten went after the Chocolate Moose. We'll head into the bottom half of the 8th, still tied at 2. I'm Nate Mills on the Slow Blues Streaming Network. New pitcher in for the Blues. It's the southpaw from College of San Mateo, Omar Reynoso. He fills in for Logan Groff, who had himself a day. 7 innings of work, 4 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks to his 6 strikeouts. Been holding down this Riptide offense all evening. Finally caught his stride midway through the game. There were moments where the Tide were threatening with runners in scoring position, and Logan came through with that sharp biting slider and that fastball that just refuses to stay straight in the zone. So now it's Reynoso, the soft tossing left-hander, up against Ace Reese, looking for his first knock of the day. The left-handed hitter batting 4th and playing 3rd for the Tide this evening. Pop out to left, pop out to short, and a ground ball to Braden Jeffries at second base describes his evening tonight as Reynoso kicks and deals, and it's a soft fastball in there for a strike, clipping the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Reese having a tough night over at the hot corner. He's had some sharp hit balls to him. He's had some difficulty gloving them. Looking to make redemption in the batter's box as he waves off that flying saucer in front of home plate. My goodness, that just looped in front of there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ace Reese nearly jumped out of his shoes at that pitch. Still standing in the middle of the left-handed batter's box. He's filling out the entire chalk with his wide stance as Reynoso comes home on the 1-2, and it's a slider missing outside. Not going after it is Reese. Good discipline. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, it's Matt Spear, who's 1 of 2 today for OC. Reese trying to reach base for the first time today against the soft-tossing Reynoso. He comes set with his ocean mint gloves, nods on the 2-2, and this one skied into right field. Hoyer giving chase at it, and it is out of play, a foul ball. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The former Cougar from the University of Houston still wearing his cherry red Evo shield on his right elbow. He adjusts it and gets set in the left-handed batter's box with a gaping hole on the left leg of his pants. 2-2, the hesitation from Reynoso, and it's a fastball missing low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That just shows you why Ace Reese is so good, leaving pitches not in the zone where hitters usually swing at them. Typically in the CCL, we've seen a plethora of players go fishing after it, and that's why this lefty is going to Mississippi State, as he catches some lumber on that one straight back into the backstop. 3 balls and 2 strikes. But that is what has made Reynoso so effective this season, is that these hitters aren't used to this low velocity. They're so jumpy in the box that he'll induce so much soft contact. Payoff pitch is dribbled on the ground right side. Jeffries to one knee, picks it up over to first in time for the first out of the inning. Ace Reese goes quietly for the 4th time today, and now it's Matt Spear with 1 gone. Spear, the catcher, batting left-handed, going to Michigan next season. Had a single back in the 6th. He walked in the 3rd and struck out looking to end the 1st inning. Left-on-left matchup here in the 8th inning as Spear faces his former teammate. He's caught this guy's bullpens, he's caught this guy's games in the summer of 23, and now he faces him here at Great Park as the first offering to him is a fastball that rolls into the zone for strike 1. Spear elevates his hands, now hitches in his stance, and dribbles this one behind home plate for strike 2. Sitting on deck, it's Camden Bates, who's hitless today with 2 strikeouts and a walk. Reynoso smiles as Evangelista continues to get warm in the Blues bullpen, the right-hander from the University of Washington. Huge gap in left center as Max Lane plays at a regular position and E.J. Royal shades to his left. Flying saucer, and it's hit into shallow center field, a base hit. Second knock of the day for Matt Spear, and the go-ahead run takes a wide turn around first with one gone. First time Reynoso's working with a runner on base, and it's Matt Spear for the second time today. So now it's Camden Bates. Came around to score in the second, struck out looking, and struck out swinging for his Riptide today. He wants to keep the baton moving here in the 8th inning, trying to take the lead over the Blues. A 2-2 ball game. Been a stalemate since the 4th inning, as that first pitch is in there for strike one. Blues struck first in the second, and the OC Riptide answered with 2 runs of their own. Blues tied it up in the 4th. As Reynoso comes home, and this one's flared into shallow right. Hoyer and Jeffries coming in on it, and no one's going to get there. A bloop single for Camden Bates. That's his first hit of the day, and now there's 2 runners on for the Tide. They will take it anyway, anyhow. It could be pretty, it could be ugly. OC is just trying to take the lead in this ball game as Dean Traynor looks to stop the momentum, softly walking out to the mound. After this meeting due up, it's J.C. Allen, the first baseman batting 7th, who collected his second hit of the year in his first at-bat. It was an RBI triple down the first base line. He eventually came around to score on the balk from Logan Groff. That gave OC the lead. Short meeting from Traynor as he gives a pat to everyone on the back, and Reynoso's day is finished. So it looks like we'll see Jace Evangelista, the UW Husky, replace the Bulldog from College of San Mateo. OC's threatening, though, 2 runners on after back-to-back hits against Reynoso. Stay with us. I'm Nate Mills on the SLO Blues Streaming Network. New pitcher in for the SLO Blues. It's Jace Evangelista coming in to replace Omar Reynoso as the Riptide threaten with runners on first and second. The go-ahead run at second base. His name is Matt Spear, the former Blue. Reached on a single into shallow center field. Camden Bates followed up right after, back-to-back hits, enough to retire the southpaw from College of San Mateo. So now it's Jace Evangelista this season for the Blues. He has an 11.67 earned run average, or an 11.67 innings pitched. Excuse me, we got a different math system here in our scorekeeping database. 11 2/3 innings pitched. There we go. 9 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks to his 10 strikeouts. He's making a 5th appearance for the Blues, and it's coming in a jam with the go-ahead run in scoring position, and J.C. Allen, the first baseman, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI triple up at bat. Evangelista dangles his right arm, now comes set on the hill. Takes a peek at second base, now kicks and fires on the 0-1. It's another fastball in there for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to the 7-hole hitter. Last time Evangelista was out there, it was against the Blues, against the Arroyo Saints, where the Blues lost 4-2. Pitched in 2 2/3, surrendered 2 hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts to his 1 walk. A K here would be huge for Jace, as that one misses up and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the 8th, an Ace Reese ground ball to second base, followed by back-to-back knocks for Orange County. Trying to take the lead here with Matt Spear at second base. He's the go-ahead run. This one sharply hit up the middle, kicks off second base and into shallow left. Coming around to third and into score is Matt Spear. Holding up at third base is Camden Barnes, and the Riptide take the lead. Very unfortunate break for the Blues, as it looked like the middle infield had enough time to converge on it and potentially flip a double play, or at least get one leg of it. But instead, the second base had other plans as it kicked off the pillow and into shallow left field. Gave enough time for Matt Spear to come around to score all the way from second base. 3 hits in a row for the Riptide. Runners still at the corners. They now have a 3-2 lead over the Blues, and it's Nate Stivson up to bat. First pitch to him, misses high, 1 ball, no strikes. Noah Ferguson idling in the Blues bullpen. He tosses around the baseball. He will most likely be getting the next opportunity to fill in. And the stuff from Evangelista looks great. Even within that at-bat with J.C. Allen, who's seen it really well. He collected his 3rd hit of the day and his 2nd RBI as well. Fastball missing up, and checking his swing is Stivson. They appealed first. He didn't go around. 2 balls and no strikes. So Allen, who had been struggling severely this season, is having himself a ball game, contributing to 2 of the 3 runs put up by Riptide today, as swinging and missing at that fastball up at his eyes is Stivson. 2 balls and 1 strike. 3 hits in a row for the Tide. Evangelista trying to put an end to their scoring ways after getting 1 run. Fastball up and outside. That's taken for strike 2. Nipping that upper edge of the strike zone. Digging back in, having a battle now is the second baseman batting 8th. Short leads on both first and third base for Orange County. Evangelista comes home, waving at that changeup for strike 3 is Stivson, and there's the 2nd out of the inning. Solid strikeout from Jace Evangelista. That's his 1st of the day, and the 2nd out of this inning. Evangelista trying to get his offense back out there as soon as possible so they can at least tie this game at Great Park Irvine. It's Kremer, who's 0 for 3 today, and he not confidently swings and misses at that curveball low and outside for strike 1. 2 outs, runners at the corners in the home half of the 8th at Great Park. Riptide have just taken the lead off a J.C. Allen RBI single. Taken off towards second base is Allen. And defensive indifference. 2 runners in scoring position for the Tide. 1-1 count to the 9-hole hitter and Kremer. 2 strikeouts swinging and a pop out to the first baseman Borba this evening. Black batting gloves, black rust tape, and the black shoes. Evangelista comes home on the 1-1, and this one's dribbled right into the chest of Nico Button, who throws it back into the dugout. He wants a new pearl. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trying to be tough with 2 is Kremer, giving more cushion to his Riptide offense, as the Blues will have one more opportunity to at least tie this game in the top half of the 9th. Evangelista trying to get them there. Here's the 1-2. Off speed, outside corner, they appeal to first. He didn't go around. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the 9-hole hitter. Trying to spark a rally with 2 outs. Runners at second and third. A 3-2 lead for the Tide. Here's the 2-2. Fastball that misses too tall. 3 balls and 2 strikes. E.J. Royal shaded to his left out in center field. Lane playing in his regular position, a wide open left center gap. Payoff pitch, just swung on and missed for strike 3. But not before the Riptide collect another run on the J.C. Allen RBI single that kicked off second base. It's 3-2 tied. It's 3-2 tied. The last chance for the Blues here in the top of the 9th inning. I'm Nate Mills on the SLO Blues streaming network. New pitcher for the Tide as the Blues look to at least tie this game up in the top half of the 9th inning. Last chance for San Luis Obispo with Nico Button, Brendan Comerford, and Bryson Hoyer due up to face the new right-hander for Orange County. It's Jack Bunnell, the Irvine native from University of San Diego. He's making his 5th appearance for the Tide this season. He's pitched in 7 innings, 7 strikeouts, or 5 innings, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk with a 1.80 ERA. He's down 1-0 to Nico Button as he carefully comes set. Now delivers, and Button chops this on the ground right side. Scooping it up is Stevenson over to first in time. That's the first out of the inning. Ground ball out. Nico Button been putting the ball in play today, hitting it well as he's retired here for the 4th time in the 9th inning. 1 gone now for Brendan Comerford. Comerford, an RBI single back in the 2nd. Strikeout swinging, and reach on air in the 7th. Was caught stealing, trying to swipe 3rd with 2 outs, where the Blues were trying to put 2 runners in scoring position. One of the 2 base running blunders that have costed the Blues this game, potentially, as Comerford takes a look at strike 1 on the fastball from the new pitcher and Bunnell. Last time Bunnell made an appearance, it was against the Blues on July 2nd, where he pitched in 1 inning of relief, got 2 strikeouts, facing 3 batters, as there's strike 2 to Comerford. Bryson Hoyer awaits on deck, the switch-hitting outfielder. Will bat left-handed against the right-hander and Bunnell. Here's the 0-2, and Comerford leaves that bounce pass in front of home plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 3-2 lead for the OC Riptide after getting a run off 3 hits and stranding 2 in the 8th. The hero is J.C. Allen, an RBI single. That's his 2nd run batted in today after recording a triple earlier in this game, back in the 2nd. Comerford half swings at that fastball up in the zone. It's a drop third strike, and they tag him for the 2nd out of the inning. A sword from Bunnell to retire Comerford, and there's 2 gone in the 9th. Blues down to their final out.
Now batting number 14, Sam Arnold.
It all comes down to Bryson Hoyer, the switch-hitting outfielder batting left-handed against the right-hander with Sam Ardois on deck. Hoyer this evening grounded out to second base, flew out to left, and flew out to right. Some solid contact from the Bobcat from Saddleback College, as the first offering is a fastball up and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Quiet night here at Great Park. The most loud sound is the buzzing of the LED lights and the popping of the catcher's mitt as Hoyer chased after that fastball up in the zone. Jack Sand getting loose in the bullpen just in case. Hoyer waggles his bat on the 1-1 and whiffs at that slider for strike 2. Blues now down to their final strike, trying to at least tie this game in the 9th. Left field line wide open for Hoyer. Here's the 1-2. Swung on it, missed, strike 3, and the ball game is over. The OC Riptide come back and beat the Blues 3-2 after a beautiful day from J.C. Allen, who had really struggled this summer and came to this game, played the hero for the Tide, and helped them get the win over the San Luis Obispo Blues and cut into the deficit they have in the CCL South here at Great Park Irvine on this Tuesday night game. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nate Mills. Just finished calling the game for the SLO Blues on the SLO Blues Streaming Network. Just here to recap what we just saw. There was a few things that costed the Blues this game. One of them was the 13 strikeouts they put up. Their offense is going through a phase right now where they're chasing those fastballs up at their eyes. There's something in the beginning of the season, it's something they prided themselves in, and taking careful at bats and being very patient, getting deep into counts and not trying to hit a home run on every swing. It appears that they're thinking about their exit velocity a little bit more, which is good, but it shouldn't come at the expense of chasing pitches that are completely out of the zone, most notably up at your neck or up at your eyes. And that's where we saw a lot of the strikeouts happen. Striking out is one thing, it's a part of the game, but the way that the Blues struck out tonight was problematic and a part of a pattern that we have been seeing through the final stretch of the season. That was one issue the Blues had. The other were the base running blunders. Getting thrown out at third base with 2 outs, not tagging up in time at third base or leaving early from third base. I mean, that's 2 runs right there due to the base running mistakes that we saw today. So there's some games where they figure out the base running and some games where they have, situations where they get thrown out at third or where they don't tag up on the balls. But I think that's something that the Blues are going to have to straighten out going forward as they do head up to Thousand Oaks to play the Conejo Oaks tomorrow at 4:30. After that, it's a 3-game homestand at Sinsheimer Stadium. The Ventura County Pirates, which is a huge game for San Luis Obispo. They have to take the victory over the affiliate teams. Those are just W's you have to secure if you're trying to make a playoff run in the CCL North, in which the Walnut Creek Crawdads are slowly running away with it, and the Sonoma Stompers are catching fire as we speak, as they're on a 4-game winning streak. So to begin their 3-game homestand, it's the Ventura County Pirates on July 12th at 6 p.m. Then it's the Menlo Park Legends for a mini 2-game set on the 13th and 14th at Sinsheimer. Those games are equally as important as well because the Menlo Park Legends, as it stands right now, are 4.5 games outside of first in the CCL North, with the Blues being third. So they're trying to increase that gap between the Menlo Park Legends as much as possible. That is a very good chance to do that. So after that 3-game homestand, it will be the All-Star break. The Blues will have a few days off before heading down to Santa Barbara on the 18th of July to play their rivals from down south in the Stirs and some more CCL action. But for now, stay tuned tomorrow on the SLO Blues streaming network, where we will be broadcasting the Conejo Oaks versus your San Luis Obispo Blues. I'm Nate Mills on the SLO Blues streaming network. Thanks for watching, everyone.